Alright guys, so PlaqueboyMax is gearing up to drop his debut studio album, and it's honestly got a lot of people pretty excited. So I kind of wanted to go over what to expect from the album, as well as just go over his influence in hip-hop over the past year or so, and kind of go over like the moves he's been making. And finally, I'll be giving like a couple of my critiques, well, just on whole like venture into music and what I think he's done really well and where I think he kind of like dropped the bar a little. But anyways, let's get into it. So if you're on Twitter or any social media and into like rap and younger, saw this post 5 Forever Friday. Now 5 Forever is PlaqueboyMax's like album that he's dropping, and he's been kind of teasing it within his community for a minute, and but I would just say, like, for non-PlaqueboyMax fans, this kind of probably came as a surprise. You probably didn't know he was dropping now. Goober Ryan said, PlaqueboyMax has announced his highly anticipated album 5 Forever will be dropping Friday. I can't wait for y'all to see how talented bro is. Don't let him being a streamer fool y'all. He previewed a song, cool. It looks like fans thought before it would be coming on like April 5th, 5/5/5, but it's not. It's coming on May 30th, 5/30. Anyways, he's been teasing this in his community, as I said. Like, for example, dropped like a leaked tape on Entitled once. He's also been dropping like unreleased on SoundCloud too. Cool. But the most major move PlaqueboyMax made recently was he signed to Zach Bia's label Field Trip and Capitol Records. So I'm just gonna go over the article with you. After a blockbuster 2024, PlaqueboyMax has announced he signed to Capitol Records and Field Recordings. Streaming Star made the announcement on Thursday, with the producer capping off an insane year after merging in 2024 with his Twitch series In the Booth and Song Wars. He dropped off his debut EP London March and will drop its follow-up Atlanta on Friday. His most recent made 2 new songs with Quavo during a lengthy live stream. Max is a true pioneer and is changing the current landscape of entertainment. Zach Bia, founder and president of Field Trip Recordings. He continues to We're here to help scale and operate his vision as he continues to merge all of these creative fields. The goal is to build directly out the core 5-star community first and foremost, always leading with Max's taste and collaborations that are true to him. We look forward to helping bring his world to life in ways that the industry hasn't seen before. Just like Max is changing the world, the way music gets made, on a live stream in front of thousands, the Field Trip and Capitol teams, okay, that's like the label, cool, he thanks FaZe Banks and Capitol, and PlaqueboyMax is joining Field Trip Records stacked roster, signees including Yeet and Benny X. Cool. So it looks like PlaqueboyMax made it official and signed to a record label. Now, this actually leaked a little earlier when Quavo on a stream said, me and Max at the same label. And I don't think this is the leak that. PlaqueboyMax kind of played it off cool, but you know how Clippers are and the internet is. The moment they got a little, whoa, you're on a label? What label is Quavo on? Oh, Capitol? Oh, damn. So anyways, PlaqueboyMax is obviously super influential because while he hasn't been the first person to like mix streaming and rap, like Aiden Ross has done it, Kai Cenat, a bunch of people have done it. PlaqueboyMax has been the first person to like mix it with these like underground rappers and put on for new talent, like actually, but also do it in a way that is exciting for fans and has just never been seen before, like live streaming the process of making music. I feel like the behind the scenes aspect of music is like it's honestly like the most private thing. Like you don't really see much footage of like rappers in the studio, or you do, but you don't really see it like that. Like you don't really see them in their like creative mode. The genius of like the In the Booth series is like he's literally documenting the process, a rare process live, and he's catering it to the right audience. And if the song doesn't even have to be amazing. If it turns out all right, it's like damn, it's like crazy. It looks like magic. You know what I mean? And I would say the first like example, and when I really realized like dang, he could honestly like do something with this, was the Laserdisc song, Laced Max. Like Laserdisc recorded that on stream, like restyled it, good song. They shot the music video in like that Miami FaZe house and it went viral. And not only did it go viral and it was a really cool moment for PlaqueboyMax, it also showed the impact that he could have on someone's career, because prior to that he had this song called Asian Rock, or Laserdisc did, that he made on PlaqueboyMax's Song Wars. And then when he dropped Lace Max, like those two like quote unquote moments broke Laserdisc. You know what I mean? Like that made, I think he also had like this Lucky like No Bap remix or something. Like Laserdisc really came up off of PlaqueboyMax, and I'm not gonna lie, there hasn't been a single artist to do the same thing since then. I just think that like when PlaqueboyMax had started that series, it was almost like he struck gold. You know what I mean? He was just doing such a good job and it was so organic. Now here's the thing though, as time has went on, he has had some cool segments, but at the same time he's also had some like, I don't know, I feel like PlaqueboyMax could have also taken the route where he was more selective and thoughtful with the choices he made for like this In the Booth series, at least. Maybe not like the Song Wars, I get that, because I feel like after a little bit he kind of like watered down the series by just having anyone, you know what I mean? Like there was Swappa in there, and no offense to Swappa, but like I don't know, it's not really like helping you. I think he was just interested in like getting people in the booth, you know what I mean? Cool, but you know, isn't anything crazy. However, I do feel like PlaqueboyMax and what he's doing as a streamer is almost like him. He's almost being like the new age, it's like a new age DJ or something. For example, he went to London and he dropped like this London album, and they were all songs that were recorded just in, you know, his London studio stream. He called it like 5-star sessions London. It had Nems, YT, Len, Lancey Foe, and Skepta. Those are like, I think, and there was also this Fimi Guerrero song that was recorded on a stream, and it went so viral that Fimi Guerrero dropped it himself. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of Fimi's like hottest songs. So yeah, you could definitely see like to me, and you know, this album actually isn't like a curated album. It's PlaqueboyMax's music. Or at least that's what, if it isn't, I'd be kind of confused when teasing all the music forever and snippets for the album. But to me, PlaqueboyMax's strength lies in him being like a curator, you know what I mean? And like not only is he curating these artists, he's also providing like a crazy marketing opportunity. For example, D Savage went to his stream, or hopped on his stream and recorded 3 songs, and one of them started going up. And it was honestly like the most relevant D Savage has been in like years, to be honest. Like I remember I was speaking to like one of my friends, and he was like, yeah, honestly I haven't heard of D Savage's name in forever, but I thought it was PlaqueboyMax streaming. That's not even like a diss towards D Savage, it's true, you know what I mean? And those songs are all doing well on streaming, not doing bad. The other thing too is PlaqueboyMax's community is like super diehard. So if he co-signs something, it immediately gets a little like battery placed into that. Now here's the other thing though. Outside of the UK tape, he also did this like Atlanta tape he just dropped with like the Atlanta rappers he had on, and he had like a laser song. It was like a cool reunion. He had one with Hard Rock. He had a couple with Quavo, obviously the same label. I would say the most like underground cool like song of this is the song with Tana, 1300 Saint, and Apollo Red. I'm not like huge fans of either of those artists, but I will say they did their thing on that song. Now here's like my critique whole thing. I feel like PlaqueboyMax went mainstream with this thing way too fast. I don't blame him, because he did the Central C segment when Central C was promoting his album, and I was like, god damn, like I forget how much, I think it had like over 100,000 viewers. It was something crazy, and that was definitely huge, and definitely made sense for it was good for PlaqueboyMax, you know, from a statistical point of view, and definitely good for Central C. But here's the thing, I feel like branding wise, he should just kept it all like underground cool artists. And like I really feel like if he did that, he could have become like the new Lyrical Lemonade if he just was stricter with curation. I feel like, you know, putting Quavo on your curated album is cool, but I don't really think like these 5-star kids are listening to Quavo like that. You know what I mean? Like you're watering down your influence. Like, you know, if you had just stuck with like cool artists you believed in, and obviously you wouldn't have as much content, it would do better in the long run, and you would have had more of like a legacy and like impact in. I feel like he just burnt it out really quick, like way quicker than he needed to be. But anyways, you know, the topic of this video is his album he's dropping, so I kind of want to talk about his solo music. Now, if you look at his Spotify, I mean, it has some like posted songs that he's engineered, but it also has some songs that he's on. You know, there's Pink Dreads, there's Man of the Year with Uno the Activist, there's In the J with Savage, there's Beaver Skin, like cool songs or whatever, right? The thing is, and by the way, he's doing really well. He has almost like 2 million monthly listeners, doing really, really well. And obviously that song Pink Dreads went crazy. I just didn't think it like, I just think it like burnt out really quick, like a jerk song, and it had its moment, but I don't think it has like crazy replay value. Anyways, to me, PlaqueboyMax's solo music is just not that good. He uses like a very basic preset. His voice honestly just doesn't have a great tone. Since he like freestyles and kind of just like makes shit for fun on stream, it's very like, it almost feels very lazy, which if you do a good job, like you can do well in like a lazy flow, but when I say lazy, it just is not that good to me, you know what I mean? Now, PlaqueboyMax has been working on music for a minute. Like, he used to have segments, like, this is so long ago. This is when he was, like, really, really, really small. I remember where he would, like, make beats, stuff, and cool. And he's always been interested in music, you know what I mean? Part of his come-up was reacting to, like, SoundCloud, Underground, Wave, you know? He's definitely, like, not the most tapped in, but compared to, like, most of these streamers, like, he's, like, ASAP Yams, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of like his solo music. But with all that being said, he has been making like the right moves. Like he did a show at the Roxy. I think it was like free tickets, like $1 or something. It was super cheap or something, and it like sold out like in like 5 minutes or something crazy, because he just has the fan base for it. And like yeah, he definitely has a lot of hype, you know. And I don't even think people are gonna care about this, like the sales for the album. But I wouldn't be surprised if he like outsold Two Hollis. Like Two Hollis only sold 4,000 units. PlaqueboyMax could outsell him, you know. PlaqueboyMax could probably do a tour and like do better than most of these rappers. Like, so back to the whole streaming, like getting signed to a label thing and being a rapper. Regardless of like my personal opinion on his music, like I think it's cool and I fuck with it, but I just don't think it's that good. PlaqueboyMax could like there's just so much more you could do. Like for example, like let's say he does a tour, right? He could like live stream his tour, and I don't know, there's just a lot of like really creative things you can do. And I also think like we're gonna see the inverse of this. Like PlaqueboyMax is a really big streamer who's almost like turned musician slash DJ slash engineer, right? Like created this wave. But I feel like a lot of these younger rappers will start using social media way more, and they'll start streaming. Like a lot of like underground rappers stream like once in a while, like on the side for a little bit. Like I remember Dom Khalil was streaming, you know, Lil Tracy streams sometimes. I don't know, bad examples, horrible examples. Get the point. Like people use technology or whatnot, right? I feel like some of these, there's gonna be like a younger rapper who like really goes hard with streaming. I mean, okay, Jace went hard with streaming, but I don't know, Jace is like stagnating. He definitely did his thing though. But like look, I think overall the very like innovative move. Just as for this album specifically, I'm not really like that hyped for it. Like I'm gonna check it out, but I'm not like, goddamn, I can't wait to hear these, because my expectations just aren't that high. I just think it's gonna be a cool moment. During like a release party, probably gonna pull up. Might even do like a small vlog, that part. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, thanks for watching. These are my thoughts. Join the Discord. Let's get it active again, and peace.